Today's PowerUp is going to be reviewing payment plans and using the auto renew feature. For those of you who are using Authorize.net as your payment processor, you will be able to store credit cards and automatically charge them. For those of you who do not use Authorize.net, you will not be able to store credit cards. So some pieces of this are going to be a little bit different for you. So the first piece of the system that I want to get into is going over how to make a payment plan template. And what you do is we're going to start on the Money tab to make the payment plan templates. So the idea behind this is how often are you charging or hoping to have the system charge your members? So some examples that I have already made. I've got this annual with 12 monthly installments. So if I click edit to look at this. So in this example, the way that this installment was set up was with a pay frequency of monthly, every 1 month. You can always change this if you have every other month, every third, so on and so forth. And we can go all the way up to 30. Now these options are available in daily and weekly as well, but you'll be able to do these invoices based on an invoice or renewal date. So think of your facility memberships. If you want to have an annual membership renew and a certain amount of money be put on a payment plan each month, this would allow you to set that auto renew option. And in that auto renew option, you can have it based off the invoice renewal date, or you can have it based on the date of the month. So you can choose which day of the month the money pulls from, or you can have a pattern. So here we've got the first, second, third, fourth, last, and a couple of other options. Now the important piece is creating the number of payments. So with a 12-month installment, we need 12 months here. For those of you who are making summer camp templates, let's make one together. So I can say that my summer camp template, I normally want them to pay by the week, and I want everyone to pay by the Sunday before the program starts. Now, if I only have 5 weeks of summer camps, I would put the number of payments here as 5. Now, keep in mind, even attaching this type of a payment plan, if they only sign up for 3 weeks, still works because you'll be asked to adjust the payment plan when you edit it before applying it to the invoice. Members are not able to put themselves on a payment plan, just to be very clear. You are the only one who can assign a payment plan to a membership, auto renew, or to an open invoice. So once you've created your templates, you're going to hit save. And once you have your templates made, we can either now attach it to a auto renew for a membership or to some invoices. So on a membership, I'm going to go to here first. And on the members list, what you want to do is set auto renew on the person who's listed as the primary member. The reason being is it's going to update the auto renew if it's a membership that includes more than one person. It'll auto renew the entire household over again. So it's just the primary person that you need to do this piece with. But you'll click View Edit, edit again, check the box off for auto renew. You can select the number of days in advance. Now, just to be aware, what that means is the system is going to generate the email and the invoice, as well as the membership renewal, the number of days you set here in advance. The payment plan template, however, so if I use this annual 12-month installment, the date structure for how you've built that template is going to be based off of the new membership start date. So if this membership was a year-long membership, and let's just say when I renew it, the next renewal would be on 3/12/2020. For the start date, that would be the first date that this payment plan is going to take into consideration. And then you're going to choose payment plan method. So for those of you who have Authorize.net, you may be more aware of the name as Government Portal, as they may be the ones who manage the account for you. You'll be able to select this enroll an auto pay option. And when you enroll in auto pay, if they have a stored payment option, you're going to be able to save that here. Now, this member does not, but I do have some examples on the invoices that do, so I'm not going to get stuck here. I'm going to choose the other option. For those of you who do not have authorized.net that are interested in using our payment plan template so that your members are notified and can pay a certain installment, send installment email due. That's just going to send them an email saying, hey, the next piece is due on this date. And you'll just hit save. You will not have to touch this again until somebody decides that they do not want to have their membership auto-renewed anymore. And then you'll just have to come back here to click edit and uncheck the box to take auto-renew off and save. When a member has auto-renew on, the quickest way to know is when you're looking at the list of members here within the membership. That's what this A means. Now, for those of you who may want to use payment plans for something else, such as signing up for summer camp or for a facility reservation, I've got a couple of items in here that are some summer camp registration. So I'm just going to open them in another tab so we can take a look at them. So in this example, we have one child who's been signed up for all 5 weeks of summer camp. But week 2 is less money because, as you can see, that's the only one where before and after care was not selected. So before I put a payment plan on this, if I want to only make sure that I'm collecting 125 the first week, 75 the second, and 125 the next, I'm going to build that on my payment plan piece. And that's going to make it a little bit easier within the payment plan to track. And you'll just hit actions and then create payment plan. So I'm looking for the payment plan we just made, the summer camp 2 p.m. And because the first day of camp isn't till June 22nd, I can say that the money needs to be pulled on the 21st or the invoice sent on the 21st. This is all up to you for where you want this plan start date to begin and how you want them to come in. Just think of it as the very first date that they would owe for week 1 in terms of summer camp. Now, for those of you who do before and after care, as and a vast majority of your kids go for every single week, you can always create a large fee for, say a membership fee for the total cost if they went to every single week, and adjust it based on how many weeks they're actually going. And within this membership piece, or within this payment plan template, you'll be able to adjust it based on how much money they'll owe each week. So that plan start date is for like the before and after care. It would be the first day that you would have money come out for before or after care. Now I have a stored payment method, so I can enroll in auto pay, and I can have stored payment methods here that you would just select. Now this one that says Chase, this is actually an ACH account, an e-check. If you have authorized.net, you can also sign up for e-checks, and they would be able to do auto renews and payment plans on the ACH e-check accounts versus a credit card. Credit cards, you're going to see Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or Amex. And as you can see, my pattern came in right here. So when I click continue, the only thing I want to pay attention to is this is not how I'm actually charging the person. They're going to be $125 for the first week, 85 for the second, and then the other weeks are $125. So you can change the amount here. So that's the great tool for the before and after care people, where you charge a weekly amount based on the number of days before and after care are available. You can put that amount in here and adjust those values based on how many days that week is. I'm doing bad math, everyone, so hang on one moment. 75. Yep, I'm doing bad math. Sorry, everyone. And create payment plan. Now, that updates the due date right here to this first date. Now, if I'm a member and I were to pay an installment, at any point in time when I pay an installment, it's always going to pull to the first available date. So now that I've made this first payment, when I go back to the invoice, it's updated the due date to the next due date on the payment plan. But something to keep in mind, and the reason I worded it that way, is as money, if they're on send installment due email and they're paying manually and they get behind, let's just say that you're getting into week 3 and they didn't pay for week 2. If they bring money in, you are not going to be able to mark it for week 3. It's going to allocate it to week 2 because that's what the payment plan, in order to try to catch everything back up, for lack of a better phrase. Now, if they sign up for 3 out of the 5 weeks, so this other example that I have, when I click on Actions and I create the payment plan, I can go a little faster. Now I know my plan start date. I can enroll it in AutoPay as well here, or change it to send installment due email, and leave the number of payments at 5. I know this may sound silly, but the reason being is that it'll be much easier for you to look at this view and say that they're not attending week 5 and they're not attending week 2, and the dates are automatically going to fill in. So it's just one less thing for you to have to calculate out, and just start from the bottom to remove the later weeks before you move up so that everything will line up nicely. Again, if you need to adjust these amounts manually, you can, but if you do what I just did and each week value is the same, you can just hit this recalculate option and it'll recalc for you, and you'll be able to create payment plan. Now, one of the last options that I like to show with payment plans is how it can be helpful for those of you who take reservations over the phone and you require a security deposit to be made that day, but the rest of it is not due until a later date. This is going to be more of a customized payment plan. And I would recommend that when you come here to the actions and create payment plan, that you hit this custom option, because you want today to be the day that they pay that first amount. We're sending an installment due email because we took it over the phone. We don't have their card information. And I like to say, leave it on daily, because you're looking for 2 payments. So when you hit that continue button, what it lets you do is that second date, you can manually change to what's going to be your real due date. So if this reservation I had in here was from March 20th, if I said that it's due 2 weeks before, I can mark that second date here, and I can put the $50 that was the security deposit at the first amount, and the $140 that's the real reservation piece that's due later as the second amount. And I can create a payment plan. And what that helps is that when they do make that security deposit payment, this invoice is only going to show as an open invoice and not overdue, because it's not looking for that second payment until a later date. To show you, for those of you who do have customers, do have authorized.net, to store a payment method, if they come in-house and want you to enter the information, you go to their profile or somebody in their household's profile, and there's a tab called Household Stored Payment Options. This is where you're going to be able to enter the information for them. Please try to remember to do the correct family member right here for who it's being associated with, such as if it's in the credit card's in my name, it should be me from this drop down. If it's an ACH e-check, then you can switch the view, and this is what the information would look like. Now, if you have authorized.net and you have not taken advantage of that stored payment feature and you're interested, we can also give your customers the ability to do that at home. So they can log into their accounts from home and they'll have this manage payment options. And they'll be able to hit add payment option and enter their credit card or their eCheck ACH if you have signed up for that service with authorized.net too. That is in addition to the credit card. There's extra paperwork. And then all they'll have to do is hit submit, and that's going to save the credit card or the ACH. And you'll be able to store those to put on the payment plans or to put on the auto renew. Now, keep in mind too, when if we flip the switch so that they can manage payment options during the checkout process, the first time they enter a credit card, they're going to see an option that says, would you like to save this card for later? Many people have seen this on other online checkout options. It's going to be the same thing, and it's just a checkbox, and it'll store the information here for them instead of them having to go through to this tab and store a payment method. And that's all there is to know about using the auto renew feature and payment plans.